there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Crenshaw Corner. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
Let them know, baby.
The apple of my eye.
Yes.
The wind beneath my wings.
Come on now.
The Tessa to my Duncan.
What'd I tell you about this?
What?
Tessa and Duncan.
Come on, dog.
No, for real.
You should know this.
Why would I know this?
Tessa, Duncan McLeod.
And that was supposed to help me how?
Duncan McLeod of the Clan McLeod.
Yep. And how is this help?
Descendant of Connor Come on, man. Descendant of Connor McLeod. There can be only one.
Here's the thing that I'm going to let the...
This is crazy.
I'm going to let the family in.
I'm buying you a TV. This is
Listen,
crazy.
I'm going to let the family in before they need to be in.
What
Family,
happened?
we have guests, and they looking at him like, what
I'm saying this
we
is...
saying?
I'm like throwing out bones out here. This is so simple.
Okay. I'm just going to... I don't want them to talk yet, but I'm just asking them to raise their hand. Do you guys know?
There can
Thank you
be
very
only
much.
one.
No, you just...
Here we are.
You just assume.
Born to be kings. I'm the prince of the universe.
No.
The Highlander, man.
Oh, definitely no.
This is what I'm...
This is definitely
You know what?
no. Yes.
I'm checking your resume.
I'm just saying check
I'm
whatever
checking
you
your
need
resume,
to.
dog.
You want me to say my name now?
Could you please? This will be a good time.
What's going on, family? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw's guys. What is
That's my
going
wife, family.
on?
Family, that is my wife.
Before we even get started in the housekeeping, baby.
What's up, babe?
Everybody not gonna know.
But that's like a
Babe,
softball.
It's not.
What I did right now, I walked into a major league stadium and I pitched a softball to a pro batter. And you don't get this is
what you did. No,
is you sure?
No, housekeep. Never
House
mind.
who?
Housekeep.
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 That's not what you said though. You keep saying housekeep.
No, that's what I mean that too. Housekeep, because I'm confused.
Family.
By you, what you think I should know?
As always, welcome, guys.
Jesus.
We always want to begin with just a show of gratitude. Just thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you guys.
Thank
so
you for
much.
listening. Thank you for being a part. For our new listeners,
Come on now.
welcome.
Yes.
However you found us, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes, we do.
And for our returning family members,
Come on, family. Come
you
on in the room.
already know how we feel about you.
What?
Not
We
what,
love you.
We love you guys. Now, our new family members.
Wait, hold on.
What just happened?
I got to say this to you.
What you
though.
got to say?
Okay. How you know we mean what we mean is when we say the word more than one time. Like if I would have said what, it would have been like what? Like everything okay?
Right.
But when I say what?
It's an emphasis.
They know I'm serious about it.
They know you're serious about it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
Now, for our new family members, we love you.
Yes, we do.
There is a special place in our heart for you.
We do.
But it's something about our returning family members
Come on in the room and return it.
who stick with us
They return.
through all my wife's crazy,
Wow.
through all my wife's up and down.
Really?
Yeah, it's just you. Because I'm good. I'm the balance when it's a relationship. I'm good.
So you yin yin. You don't have you yin yin?
Yin.
Yeah, so the yin yin, yeah, you yin yin.
This is
just all by yourself.
This is what I'm talking about.
Just
family. The Crenshaw Corner @gmail.com.
Nobody's going to
I am
apply.
still looking for resumes.
No one's
The
going
Gmail.
Baby, no one's going to apply.
This is crazy. So, in always,
Just go ahead.
welcome to the cookout. Make sure you do what, babe?
Bring some aluminum foil so you can take something
So
with
you can take something with you.
I'm saying it today. Get you some Clubhouse gems.
There you go.
And some Crenshaw.
See, family,
nuggets.
what happens is really simple. See, every once in a while,
Yeah.
my wife is really good about going down rabbit holes.
Oh, wow.
I do my best to keep her on track and keep her on target, but it's hard sometimes.
This is what we going to go
It's
with?
out. She's out here. She just be zigging and zagging.
You do know people listen to us and they know you telling tales.
They can't prove it though.
Keep going.
They can't prove it though.
House clip.
Okay.
House clip.
So
Go ahead.
every once in a while, she goes down a rabbit hole, and like I try to keep her on track, and I give her a topic, and she talks about something else, and I give her something, and I'll toss her a softball, and next thing you know, she's bunting when I told her to go for the home run, but it's okay. It's
deep.
okay.
That's deep, baby.
I reel you in.
Reel me in, baby.
But every once in a while, we go down rabbit holes.
We do though, seriously.
And like we say, the beginning topic, not the middle topic.
It's not.
And how we end is not how we began.
But we have good intentions, and give us credit for that.
We have really good intentions.
Good intentions.
But what we always try to do, we
on now.
always try to give you a nugget. We always try to
Yes.
give you a perspective. We try to give you something
Yeah, absolutely.
that you can gleam on and take with you. So that's why we say, bring you aluminum foil. Make sure you take something with you.
Yes.
Family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
Yes.
So what that means is that we can be found on the socials.
I like when you say socials.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. I am still looking for resumes.
He's not, y'all.
I'm just saying.
Listen.
It helps if your last name is Crenshaw. That way I ain't got to change none of the branding.
Listen.
But I'm just saying. But we can work with it.
Whatever.
We can work
player.
with it.
Whatever.
Family.
Oh, my goodness.
Our family. So let me start with
Yes, please let him know.
parental advisory is suggested. Remember back in the day when you was a little kid and HBO used to come on and they show the movies like Parental Guidance Suggested? That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, because this Crenshaw after dark.
This is a very special episode, family. If you've been with the Crenshaws at any point in time, you know every once and again,
Yes.
we'll do a After Dark.
Come on.
Episode.
This is going to be one of the best ones we do
Yeah,
right here.
so
I'm so
family.
excited.
Typically with the After Dark episodes, it's just me and my wife, and I'm trying to enlighten people, and then my wife just be reeling me in because she don't really like enlightenment. But that's a topic for another time. But family, we have special guests in the studio today.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, family. So we have.
Yes.
Let me just say,
Listen.
it's going to be a true
Listen.
After Dark
Yeah.
episode.
Let me say this. The
What you
reason
gotta
why
say?
we have this couple up here because I stalked her Instagram page. And every now and then I've shouted her out though. If she has a certain question about marriage,
Right.
and for the After Dark, we would use the question. If you guys have not went to, is it Uncut Marriage 101? And am I saying it wrong?
Marriage Uncut.
Marriage Uncut 101. Her questions be so deep. Y'all ain't even ready.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So
she,
fa-
ugh,
So
I'm just
family, we're
ready.
going to get right into it.
Yes.
So wonderful people, introduce yourself. Tell the family who you are. Tell the family a little bit about yourself. And then we're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah.
However, whoever wants to go first.
Well, my name is Janelle Bratton, aka Marriage _Uncut _100
Come on now.
101.
Come on now.
We are here to give y'all a class to all our students.
Come on now.
On what marriage is about. We would like to prepare those who want to get married, who's thinking about marriage,
Yeah.
or who has been married for about 5 years.
Yeah.
We just want to encourage y'all to know that you need to make your own marriage and not base it off of what you saw growing up or what you
right.
saw on TV.
Yeah.
Marriage is about what you make it.
Yes.
So that's what Marriage Uncut 101 is all about.
I love it. Starting it off right.
She deep. Y'all wasn't even go ahead, Mr. Robert. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Y'all
Well,
ain't
I'm
ready.
I'm Robert Bratton, the better half of Miss Marriage Uncut 101.
Come on.
So, we've been living in Charlotte for the last 5 years, going on 6 years, and we've been going on a journey, just getting more enlightenment, more information with listening to podcasts like yourself.
Yeah.
And we're definitely glad to be here to help give some insight on what we go through and what we've been through and what we're working on. So, I'm also a real estate broker in the Charlotte area, so
All right now.
get to interact with a lot of people. So excited to be here.
I love it. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna ease them into it a little bit. We're not just gonna.
Because they're not ready. By
Yeah.
the way, family, again, if this is not the have your kids.
Yeah,
this
fam.
not
I'm gonna tell you now.
Yeah, don't do that. This is not the speaker podcast. You
Yeah,
want. We
we've said this before. If you listen to us with the family, that's beautiful.
Yes, we appreciate
There are
that.
some episodes you can do that.
Yeah, so wholesome.
It depends on what type of conversations you want to have with your kids right now.
You might not.
It depends on whether or not you want to listen to this episode around them.
Right.
You're pre-warned, and that's the only
That's
warning.
all
We're
we
not
got.
doing
We
any
ain't-
other
we
warning
ain't
from
doing
that
no
point.
other warning. We don't need to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're just out here.
And I'm kind of excited. So let's start off. As you say, ease them into it a
Ease
little
them
bit.
into it, baby.
So tell us, guys, how long have you been together? How long have you known each other? Just a little bit of background
How
about
did
you
you
guys
guys meet?
as far as your relationship.
Yeah.
How did we meet? There's like two different stories to that. So we've been married for 15 years. I had to say that real slow because
It's so funny. He's like 15 as he points to his wife. Yeah, baby.
Real
She said yes.
Confirm
he
that
got
for me, babe.
permission.
Confirm
He got
that.
permission.
affirmative. So this March we'll be going on year 16.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We have two kids, one 15 and the other one 12.
Wow.
So we got right to work, obviously. Which is, how we met was back when I just first graduated high school. I started working at the mall. And this is my story, by the way. I was working at the mall at an accessory stand. Her mom walks by, starts talking.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't living in the area at the time. This was when we was in South Carolina. So long story short, I ended up inviting her mother to church.
Right.
Didn't know that I was inviting my future mother-in-law to church. So, and that's kind of happened. Her mom showed up to church a couple of Sundays, and something ended up happening where she moved down and joined the church, and we just started talking. Wow. She started picking me up from work because I didn't have a car. Mm-hmm. So she'll use my sister's car to come pick me up, and things just kind of came together. To this day, we still don't really know how we started talking. We just like, oh, it just happened.
It just happened. Okay, now what's your story, Mama?
It's about the same.
It's good. He good. He did good.
He did good.
He did good. I'm so proud. See, she ain't had no rebuttal. Look at that.
You did good. You did good, Robert.
He did good, Robert.
I try, you know.
So now, got that out the way.
Really, baby?
Because I'm really kind of excited about this. You know, I love After Dark episodes. So family, if you're not familiar with an After Dark,
what?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm tongue tied over here.
What is it again, baby? What is
I'm
it?
gonna slow myself down.
Okay, slow
down. If you're not familiar with an
After
Dark episode,
come on, my
here's
brother.
what we do. Because family, if you've been around a married couple long enough, especially if you've been around a Christian married couple long enough, you know there's certain topics
that's off limits.
That are off limits. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's certain topics that if you're sitting around with couples and you're in a group of friends, you really don't have.
Right.
And so we're gonna have those conversations today.
Yeah.
And so let's stop playing. This is a sex conversation.
Yeah. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
We're gonna talk about sex and marriage.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Okay,
What I told you. What I told you. We're on the rights to that.
Let them
the Crenshaw Corner does not. No copyright is intended. We do not own the rights to that music,
and we don't own the vocals. Amen. There you go.
So, Ms. Janelle, you mentioned that part of what you do in Marriage Uncut 101 is that you like opening doors for married couples. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What kind of doors do you open for married couples?
I open a lot of doors. I like to bring out the conversation to make people think about what's really going on in their relationship.
Okay.
Right.
What do they need to talk about with their spouse?
Right.
Or what do they need to deal with within themselves?
Right.
Because it's not only, I got to deal with my spouse and my spouse need to, play his part. No, sometimes I need to play my part as well.
Right,
I need to focus on me too. So
Right.
I want to put that all out there. It's not only about us together, but I need to focus on me too.
Okay.
So individuality. So tell me something. How did you and Robert begin this journey in reference to even trying to? I'm sorry,
You fine,
guys,
baby. No.
in reference to enlightening people when it comes as Christians when it comes to sex, basically. Because what I've noticed when we, you can get in a room of Christian women and everybody clutching their pearls, you be like, what, girl? Don't you talk about no oral? We talking about, we grown folk, oral, anal. Matter of fact, just don't talk about sex. You know what I'm saying? Don't you talk about not nothing.
Period.
So what made you and Robert decide this is the journey that you guys wanted to take to help couples in this area? Because to be honest, we're around a lot of couples and they need help in this area. It's like they're very guarded in this area. And a lot does have to do with their past and what's happened in their past. But how did you guys decide that this is the journey? This is where we are, and this is, besides everything else, but this is one of our major things that we need to help couples with.
I know in my marriage, before we got married in church, it's like, sex is bad. Then once you get married, it's like, okay, now you can go and have fun.
Right.
But at home, I was not educated on my body, how my body works, what it takes for two people to come together and enjoy sex or enjoy pleasure.
Right.
So when we got married, his mindset was, you my wife, so you need to give it up.
Right.
That overwhelmed me so much.
Oh, my goodness.
Because of my lack of education.
Right.
Because of me not knowing what pleasure was all about.
Right.
In my mind, I was like, okay, I'm his wife, so that's what I'm supposed to do. It was an option. It wasn't because, I need to have pleasure for myself as well.
Right.
So I'm over here trying to please him, on the other hand, I'm lacking
in that area.
Pleasure for myself.
So let me ask you a question before I get to Robert, because I want to ask you a question about that, because you just hit something. When you say, I want to just open that door for like 2 minutes. When you say lacking the education, you mean there was no discussion about pleasure in your growing up, in your rearing, nothing at all?
Child, I didn't even know the parts of the vagina and the vulva.
No, ma'am.
I didn't know none of that.
No, ma'am.
I had to learn all of that. I just recently learned those parts.
Wow. Okay, now.
So
God. So, Robert, how did you feel? Because you're coming in and you like, it's Friday night. You know, you ready. Turn off the lights. And your wife is like, I don't even know what you're talking about. How did you deal with that? Like, how did you know that going in, or you, as time was going on, you found that information out?
I think as time went on, I found out what was going down. Because I'm on 10. I'm like, step in my room.
Right.
And she was like, no, we're not doing that. So
and you're like, but you my wife though.
Yeah, you my wife though. This is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So I got needs in here.
Right.
So of course, when you're dating and you're not married and stuff, everything's like what she was trying to explain to me was like, yeah, we used to do it all the time, but it was like. But, we wasn't married and we didn't see each other all the time. So in my head, I thought it was like every day. But she's like, no, do you understand? Well, we've seen each other like once a week or once every 2 weeks. So I was ready. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, so in my mind, I was like, oh, you was ready all the time. We weren't married. But now you acting brand new. But really, it's the same frequency. It was just, I thought I was seeing her all the time, but it really wasn't. Right. So, it was an adjustment period because, again, she's going through with, okay, so all of a sudden sex is good now when you was taught, no, just to kind of like protect you, but also wasn't given the tools like, hey, this God made this, it's okay, but it's just a matter of when you use this tool and how you use it. Right, you just don't go out there, going slanging all around.
Exactly.
So we've been going through this process for the last 3 or 4 years, just kind of like, hey, what's wrong? Why are we when we're in a marriage group talking about sex and people are married and they like looking all weird and it's taboo versus, if singles are talking about, they're all free and happy. Right, everybody we got a license to do this. Right. So we're slowly just reprogramming our brain, reading up on sex. What does God say about sex? What do we feel? What do we like? And giving each other that space to open up and actually share those thoughts without any kind of judgment.
Right.
Now, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm curious, Robert.
I got to say something. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
Because I will. The fact of the matter is, what I love that you just said is giving you guys each other space, because I don't think that people know what they really like, or they're not given the space to say, hey babe, you touch me there, but that is not really thrilling. But if you touch me here, bruh, it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we've created that kind of energy or space to allow people to say what they really, really like. Because you may not, for a lack of a better word, you have one that's more conservative and one that's more illustriously freaky, I guess. Let's just use that word for fun.
Let's just call him a freak.
Just freak. Let's just call it that, right? And so then you have this couple who is always at odds in this, where neither one is being satisfied because they haven't been honest to say, this is really what I like, or touch me here and touch me there. But what was your thoughts before? Because I'm going to ask her that question.
No, I had a question for Robert because Ms. Janelle said that growing up, that's not a conversation was ever had. So, from what I'm hearing is no one sat down with you and had the birds and the bees conversation. So, Robert, I'm curious, your upbringing, you growing up, what type of conversations did you have or did you not have when it came to sex? I mean, did someone sit down and have that conversation with you?
I mean, not really. It was more of, I think we kind of grew up the same. We grew up in the traditional church, and it was, hey, teens, you're in this class and don't do this, don't do that. No.
Right.
Which, of course, most time make you want to do it even more.
Right.
So again, you're not given the instructions and the proper things on ways on how to do things. So you just feel that it's wrong, but you're still going to do it anyway.
Right.
And then, so that was kind of the teaching we got was someone was like, don't touch the stove, but not explaining why you shouldn't touch the stove, what's going to happen. Let me give you an example what happens when you do that.
Right.
So it's like we're learning to, give examples and reasons why not to do something.
Yeah. Wow.
And my teachings came from porn or TV shows.
Talk about
it. Movies.
You know what? I love when people be transparent about that thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, things that I've seen, that's what taught me. Media, social, all that stuff.
Right, right. And people don't understand that when they're telling young people not to do something, they're going to do it anyway, but they're doing it for the wrong reason. And the gist of it, the real feeling behind it, they never get. And so they become very traumatized. So by the time they get married to someone that they really care about, it means nothing. They can't figure out the emotional impact that it has. You know what I'm saying? Once you do make love with someone, you're not having sex, but you're making love with someone and you're becoming one and you're becoming intimate. And I think that a lot of times that people don't understand that concept, right? Yeah. So
And also, what happens, and I would never speak bad about the previous generation. Mm-hmm. They did what they did what they knew how to do.
Right.
But what happened a lot of the times, like you guys are just saying, it was just no, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do what I say, don't do it. Understanding in certain contexts that works, certain things you can tell somebody, don't do this thing, and it's okay. But certain things you need to have an explanation behind it.
Right.
You tell a 14, 15, 16-year-old young man who body's going through puberty, who
hormones,
all of a sudden now his penis is doing stuff it's never done before, and he's having these feelings. You tell him, just don't do this, but not giving him any context behind it, not telling them that this is not just a physical thing. Yeah. This is an emotional, it is a spiritual act that you're doing, and you're giving pieces of yourself every time you do it. So, and we're not having these conversations because the older generation is that do what I say mentality.
Right.
Which is crazy because, and we've said this before, the older generation don't like talking about sex, but somebody was having it.
Hello.
The older generation had 13, 14 kids.
Right. A lot of kids. And
so somebody was doing something, but we're not having those. And
because it's a closed door aspect.
Yeah, and I think it's that thing, if I tell you about it, then you'll want to go do it.
Right. Yeah.
Not realizing if you don't tell me about it, like Robert said, I'm going to go see what this thing is about.
Yeah. And for the females too, I don't know about you, Janelle, the majority, what we really heard back then was two things: keep your legs closed and make sure you got on clean drawers in case you have an accident. You'd be like, what the? That was it. That was as deep as it was going to get for the female. Have clean underwear, baby, because you get in an accident, you want to have clean underwear, and keep your legs closed. Or telling us that all boys want is what's in under your skirt or pants or whatever. And if you don't know your body, you're talking about, well, what is that about? It's like, what is that concept, right? So where did you, was it, how many years in your marriage where you was like, something has to change? We have to really start this thing. And then when did you realize that you needed to help other couples because they need help right now?
It was overwhelming. Probably 3, 4, 5. And I kept on going to my pastor, my godmother, whoever I can talk to get some advice. And the only answer that I got was, I need to please him. Wow. I didn't get,
from everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe hold on, backtrack. What questions were you asking? Because I'm trying to figure out what was your questions?
Because I was wondering why I was frustrated with him. Well, I was like, okay, he wants it a lot, and I don't want it, so I don't understand why there's no balance here. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
But it was hard because he wasn't asking the questions either. He was just going with the flow.
Right, right.
And so it was like I was the only one that was struggling, trying to make adjustments to make the situation better because it was like trauma to me.
Right.
It was very overwhelming.
The act itself or the thought of the act?
The act, period.
Okay.
Him always coming to, I would turn him away. There was times where I faked it. There was times where I was like, okay, go ahead. Let me turn over and let you get some.
Right.
I didn't even think about me.
Right. Wow.
You go ahead and get some. I don't even care. It's not about me. This is what you want. Bam. Because it's not my love language. I really don't.
Right.
It's not what I want. But this is what you want. You my husband. I love you. So this is what I'm going to do. And I've asked questions. I asked for help. I didn't get the answer until like a year ago or 2 years ago where I read this book. I can't remember the book, but I talk about it on Instagram. And it just opened my mind to what my body needs, how I'm supposed to see sex, how my body functions,
right?
What's causing me to not want it, and how am I supposed to change my mindset? So it has really helped me.
Now, Robert, I'm curious because as your wonderful wife is speaking, during those times where you were being rejected or you would come to her and she would turn you away, I'm curious because I know how I felt in those situations.
Because we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there.
We're not even going to lie. Transparent. We've been there.
What we won't do is try to pretend like we never been there.
Exactly.
What was going through your mind at the time? How did you feel? What was your thought process as those times were happening?
Yeah, so my thought process is, one, really, we're not really trained on, again, the woman's body, how they react. And all we understand is like, hey, I want some, why don't you?
Right.
I'm turned on when I look at you. Why you ain't turned on when you look at me?
Right.
So why you ain't instant and I'm instant?
Right.
So, of course, for a man, just speaking from my perspective, it's like you feel, not wanted or you feel not good enough or you like, hey, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? So then you're like, all right, well, I'm good. Let me go over here and just chill and play the game, whatever. Just something to get your mind off of feeling, not wanted at the time. So, and that's kind of why we here and why we've been going through for the last 3, 4, 5 years, just growing, was just getting to that frustration point. Like, hey, something got to change here.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are we so frustrated about sex for 15 years?
Wow.
Like something's wrong.
Right.
So that's when we started getting that knowledge on, hey, let's figure out our bodies, ourself. Let's figure out human nature, right? God made us this way.
Yeah.
Right.
So why is this a problem? So we just been getting information and slowly changing over time. We're not fully there yet, but
every day is a process.
yeah.
I remember because me and Sanchez had this conversation. We've had this actual conversation on the podcast where he felt the same way. He felt unwanted, unattractive, and as a woman, you don't even consider that. You consider, I just don't want to be bothered, but I never considered that I made him feel that way. And it was, because you gave me that look.
No, I'm enthralled by you.
So, and it's like when I heard it from him, it pains my heart. Like I was so hurt because that wasn't my intent at that moment. To be honest, I was just being selfish, and I just did not want to do that, right? And I'm not talking about we being trans, not for like a couple of years, but we went down a journey about this, and what I realized, the journey was because of my past. It had nothing to do with him and my future with him, but it was my past of what happened to me when I was younger, and I always decided that I don't know. Every now and then I just go on this phase where I can just do without it. Now, I have a husband, first of all, he's 10 years younger than me, so what we fins not to do, my God. So he don't understand the whole concept. He trying to,
I got days, I get that. But when them days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, and the months turn into years, and the years turn into decades, I'm like,
problem.
We got whole problems out here.
You got a situation.
And family, don't be out there clutching your pearls when we talk about it's been a month or whatever. Don't do that. Don't do that, because to be honest, Janelle, I love, this is my girl. My girl's like, look, I even had to fake this thing, because a lot of times we do fake it. People, this is what I want to ask you guys.
Oh Lord.
Oh, okay, wait. Is it possible for a male to fake it though? Is it? I'm gonna let Rob, because Janelle said, yeah. Robert.
I mean,
let me lean to Robert real quick.
I'm gonna let Robert answer it first, and then I'm gonna come in with my thought process.
Is it possible? Because I heard that it was, but I'm like, is it possible though?
I mean, I guess it's possible, but I think it's harder.
Okay.
Because one, if we up, we up.
Right.
Something's gonna make it come down.
Right.
Either I'm done or I just ain't really attracted right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really hard to fake. And then when we're done, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, something comes out and you can have some proof that we're done.
Right.
Not all women are the same. Y'all can just sit there and, oh, yeah, and shake. And then we're like, yeah, did my thing.
That left leg.
As long as you do the same shake, you got the rhythm. Okay, that's that same shake.
That's that same shake right there. That left leg right there.
That's authentic right there.
We good right here. I'm just saying.
We're not that good of liars. We're like,
Listen.
I mean, it's all things are possible.
Listen.
I mean, it's just all it is just saying I'm done when I'm not done. It's really when it comes to man faking.
I need you to elaborate on so you ejaculate, but you not okay.
No,
help you.
I just told you I did.
Just
That's
stop.
all. I just stop.
Oh,
stop that wiggle, and then I move on.
Okay, stop.
Then I get up and go to the bathroom.
And then okay, yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, it's possible.
It's possible. That was very interesting because I've heard that men could, and I'm like, where? In my mind, I guess here's the thing, and I think I equate ejaculation with did something, but to you guys, I can ejaculate, but I'm not done because I didn't. It's not intensified, or it's not.
Well, no, see, I don't. Not necessarily. It's,
okay, so help me.
Okay,
or maybe I'm just confused.
No, it's not. It's not that you're confused. It's just like all things, men and women are built differently. That's all.
Right.
And when it comes to sex, as much as I don't like to admit it, men have the capability of compartmentalizing and make it just a physical act, and it's just a physical thing.
Right.
And it's just anatomy, and I get to this point and I'm done.
Right.
Where, correct me if I'm wrong, but it takes a lot for a woman to just turn it into just a physical act.
You got to till some land, my brother.
You got to
till the land.
You got to be a special type of woman to just have it just be just a physical transaction. And because women are emotional with it, and which is a beautiful thing, and spiritual with it, and so it's different for you guys,
right?
And so we don't look for that,
right?
To be honest, if we have an honest conversation, we don't care if you complete or not.
Yeah, we good.
I mean, for let's be honest. If you hit the finish line, it's a race. You get to the finish line before I do. If I get there before you,
facts.
Lord.
That's not my fault.
Lord, I'm sorry. Right now,
that's not my fault.
We got about 50 people to unsubscribe right now.
I'm just saying. Because it's
click off, y'all. Click off.
No, it's the truth though. Because
but it is the truth.
Yeah, I don't. For me to finish my race, I don't necessarily need you.
Wow.
To be honest.
Thanks for that.
It's the truth.
Feel good about myself at this point.
No, but I'm just saying.
If you need me to make the time last longer because you need to get there, I can put the pause button.
Okay.
Yeah, I can slow down the stroke a little bit.
Right. So there's some dedication.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things I can do. I don't know how we got here.
I don't know, but it's some dedication there.
Hey, I'm not talking to you no more.
We can preserve a little longer.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you no more. I got a question for Miss Janelle.
Why not me, though?
I'm not talking to you no more.
Janelle said it.
I'm not talking to you no more.
See, Janelle, I'm going to call you later.
Because I think what we did, we've primed them enough right now.
Right.
We set the stage for what the problem is. Mm-hmm. But anyone who listened to the Crenshaw Corner know.
We solution people.
We're solution people. Mm-hmm. So, Ms. Janelle, Robert, what are the solutions? So we know, especially in our community, it's not something that's talked about.
Right.
From two different aspects, from the Christian side to, let's be honest, to the African American side.
Right.
It's not really something. Those are not conversations had in the home. So I wanted to. So what's the solution? So how do you get there? How do you get free? How do you understand that God did this on purpose?
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, there's some benefits to marriage, and this is one of them. Mm-hmm. So how do you get there?
Yeah.
Well, we had to have a conversation, and we had to have, just like you said, that space to know, okay, I can come to my husband and let him know this is what I like, and him not judge me or be critical of what I want.
Right.
And vice versa for him too.
Right.
And we had to understand that. I also had to, like I said, understand my body and what I like, so I can communicate that to him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I had to, because I love him and I want to enjoy our sex life, I just said I had to get myself together because this ain't working. I don't like to be frustrated. I don't want my husband to be frustrated. I don't want him to feel like, he's not wanted. And so I had to focus on me too and get myself together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where I had to do.
How about you, Robert?
I would agree. We started having conversations and just being open with like, hey, what do you like? Or she'll start telling me like, yeah, don't do it that way. Do it this way. I'm like, oh, I've been doing it like that for 10 years. You mean tell me you ain't like that the whole time? Got the
Now you tell me.
Got the brother over here sweating for no reason. So that's those conversations have been good. And recently, we just kind of got to where it was like, hey, open on the table. Hey, we married. We both know we in this forever.
Right.
Well, that's our intent.
Right.
We know we're not here to harm each other.
Right.
So let's, there's something and everybody has this thing inside them that they don't want to say because they're going to feel embarrassed or they might feel like, oh, you're going to leave me or you're going to feel some type of way. But we gave each other that space to, hey, let's be real with one another. Can we walk around with these wants and desires and things we might think of? Let's talk about them.
Right.
Because otherwise they inside and you got them anyway. So you might as well go ahead and tell them to your spouse. And we believe, that's why maybe sometimes people step outside or do something because they're not expressing what they really, really want from their spouse. And really you're doing them a disservice in yourself. Right. So we're starting to have those conversations and, and sometimes the other party might not be all the way there yet. I'm like, nah, I don't know about, I'm growing though.
Yeah.
So, we're working through that.
I'm so glad you said that.
Can
because
I say something? It was,
please.
It was kind of challenging for us to have that conversation because us as Christians were like, oh, that's a sin. Oh, we shouldn't talk about that.
Right.
We shouldn't do that because we didn't know what was pleasing, if we was pleasing to God or if we wasn't pleasing to God.
Yeah.
So that's what was confusing to us too.
Yeah. That's so good.
And I'm glad you said that because that leads into the next conversation I want to have. So how do you handle that if my freak level is not the same as your freak level?
Right.
And so I come to you with that conversation saying, this is what I like. This is what I want to try. And the other person is not there yet. How do you handle that?
Yeah.
How would you tell the family or your advice or your suggestion to the family who wants to have that conversation? But like Robert said, but they're a little hesitant or a little afraid because they know their spouse and maybe their spouse is not at that level yet.
Right.
So what would be your suggestion or how would you suggest to the family to handle a situation like that?
Yeah.
I've learned from a podcast that there should be 3 levels. There's a red light to where you don't want to do that at all.
Right.
Then there's a middle, the yellow light, where that's a maybe.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
And then there's a green light. So let the red light go up to the middle, and let's make it a maybe.
Right.
Because this is your marriage. You're gonna be married for a long time. You don't want to keep on doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
So let's try it and see
Yeah.
if we like it. If you don't like it, okay, you can put it to the side, throw that out the window, and figure something else out. But you want to explore new things with your spouse.
Right. Don't be so rigid. What I do hear you saying,
Close-minded.
what I do hear again is giving your spouse room to say, I don't like it, let me come back to it. Because sometimes when we hear stuff, we either hear yes or no. We never hear yellow. We never hear a maybe. Because if he tells me no, oh, okay then, and you kind of move on, but giving space to allow your spouse to grow in that area, because that yellow means I'm giving you space to grow in that area and see, but we can come to a compromise of what we can do.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to talk about, backtracking with you, Janelle. A lot of times, and because me and Sage have had this conversation, it is a body image with women while we don't go all out. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's that I don't feel like I'm attractive, or I've gained some weight, or so when you said I have to get myself together, a lot of women have to get their self together, and not think so negative of themselves. Because what I had to learn, because it's so weird. He'd be like, baby, I'm attractive. You don't care what size you is. He doesn't think of me like that when I'm like, baby, I got to get there. I got to feel as sexy as I possibly can. And I know that's hard to believe. It'd be like, oh, he your husband. No. I need to feel sexy, because if I feel sexy, I'm going to give him the best of me, and I'm going to get the best out of me. But if I don't feel sexy, and it's not even about my weight, so I always try to tell myself, and I'm learning this too, okay, we're going to have to change up this underwear, boo. We're going to have to buy some lingerie, some nightgown. No, we're going to have to change some stuff. Like, I'm not going to lie. The other day, my God.
It only took 21 years.
I have this shirt.
It only took 21 years.
I love this shirt, guys. This is a shirt that when we first met that he wore.
It was my shirt.
It was his shirt.
I wanted to throw it away.
But I said no, because he's a tall guy. So his shirt is like a nightgown. You see what I'm saying? And
See, first of all, we're going to cut all this. Robert.
It was comfort for her.
Wait, I'm trying
Take one of your shirts.
Oh, my God.
Take it outside. Get your granddaddy 12-gauge shotgun with the buckshot. Oh, my God. Shoot that shirt 19 times. And a half.
That was the shirt.
That was the shirt.
Let me. I'm trying to portray.
I just want to set the right tone. Is all I'm saying.
I want to portray the right picture.
I want the family to see the whole picture.
But it gave peekaboo spots though.
But it wasn't a peekaboo in the right area though.
Oh,
Listen.
okay.
It was a show. It was a random shoulder, a random side. It didn't get a right peekaboo in the right spot, right?
Listen, I was so in love with this shirt. And every time he seen it, he was like, I'm gonna throw the shirt away. But it was a comfortable shirt. I'm saying
But also I knew, so see you trying to have them real soft kindergarten conversations.
No, I'm about
Robert, me and you about to talk.
Let's go.
I knew when I saw that shirt, I wasn't getting none.
Oh yeah,
That's the problem I had with that shirt.
We know the code.
I'm pretty sure there's some outfits that your wife coming to bed in and you like, oh hell,
Lord.
I already know. I'm just sleeping tonight.
Just sleeping.
just saying.
And that was one of them outfits that I knew that if she came to bed in that shirt.
It was a cozy, good shirt. So the reason why I'm saying that is to the wives and significant others. Sis, that can't be your everyday shirt. I know it's comfortable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The sleeves, right? The sleeves.
It ain't half sleeves no more.
Not the rim around the sleeve was ripped, so it kind of hung. But I didn't take it off. And then the collar.
There was none.
It was a collar, but it was like it was separated. It was separated, y'all. But it was a cozy, and it made me feel close to him. But he was like, "But it don't make me want to be close to you, though, babe." And so the other day, I took a picture of it. I ripped a piece of it, and I threw the shirt in the garbage. And I said to him too, I have to do better, even in my lounging clothes around the house, because I work from home. And so we work out every single day. So normally I'm in some leggings or something or whatever the case is. So I'm trying to find a way to even buy better lounging clothes. And at first, I'm not going to lie. And I'll say this to him because he don't even know I'm saying this.
Now, do you wear the sexy leggings?
Huh?
Do you wear the sexy leggings?
I just work the workout leg. They all cute, girl. They just cute.
God bless the leggings.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I don't mind the leggings.
I don't see nothing wrong.
I don't see nothing wrong with the leggings at all. I ain't never told her to take them off. I ain't never said, babe, stop wearing those.
We good, fam. We good.
Listen.
If you want my honest opinion on it.
So the workout leggings, they fit right. I get
They
good
do
ones.
fit right.
They good. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, y'all. So I'm like, but what I realized is that I am just being a hot mess. But what I did realize is the better lounging outfit I wear, the better I feel about myself, the better I feel. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me go, okay. So I'm getting, even now, because it's like, I'm just putting on whatever to go to work. It's like he working in the one room, I'm working in the other. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to have to get better at this. So I thought at first me trying to get better for this was for him. But I'm realizing as time is going on, because I've been looking on different websites to go buy stuff. I'm just going to get it ordered to the house. We'll deal with that later. But anyway, y'all, that's another.
I'm like, you embezzling money anyway, so
I do not
won't
embezzle
see it.
money. Thank you. But I
won't see it.
realized
Creative bookkeeper.
that I need to make what I was trying so hard to do, like you said, was everything that I did was geared to making him feel good, making him feel whatever, but I wasn't making myself feel good. And at that point, I wasn't giving him the best of myself. And at one point, if I was already tired, now I got to give my mind up to make you feel good. It became it became a hot mess. Were you in that area like before? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to work. If I don't want none, I'm about to turn over, let you get something, and I'm going to bed.
Just
So I
get
had to
it.
figure out what was the best time for me. And even if I had to figure out what was the best time for me, and even if I like it in the morning most of the
just about
time,
to say that.
I still have to, he likes it at night, so I still have to sacrifice my time to show him that I care about him.
Right.
So if this is what you like, this is what I'm going to, I can set aside some time. It ain't going to be every day.
Right.
It ain't going to be every night.
Right.
But I can give you a time. I can give you some days where I'm focusing on you. Other days, I know you want something, so catch me in the morning. I got you.
Correct.
If you catch me in the right
Morning
time.
and night. I don't mind. Let's just put that out there.
So let me ask you a question, Robert. Okay, has there been any time, I'm only asking this because I was introduced to Petty Patrick. That's his name, okay? And after a long time of telling him no, my husband became very petty, right? So well, he was like, oh, you want to play these games? So was there ever...
You want to say no? I can say no.
So was there ever like a petty Ricky? You know, like...
Yes.
Really?
Yep, I think so.
Look,
Like
she's
you-
shaking.
like
She's
you-
shaking like
like you
yes.
said,
Don't
hey,
play, Robert.
like
Don't
you said,
play.
We both can say no.
Right.
Hey, baby, can you get me that thing out of the dryer? Nah. I don't feel like it right now. I'll get it in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And that's what happens.
And that's why
where-
you got to be careful.
Yeah, because men will say no, but we'll say no in different areas.
Yes.
Where-
I had to learn that.
Yeah,
I learned that.
where a woman would be like, like said, no, I don't feel like it right now. I don't want to right now. We're not going to do this. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you want to go to the store, or you need me to get something off the shelf, or you need me to do some laundry, my answer is no.
Yep, we turn our acts off pretty much.
I don't want to do that.
Wow.
You know what I'm
That's good.
We like
Robert,
you go get yourself.
that was good.
Yeah.
We turned off our acts. I almost hit you. Your wife gonna be looking at me crazy. I almost hit you because that's really good.
Because understanding and just understand everything connects to everything. And so where you're saying no in the bedroom,
Right.
but you want us to always be there for something else. And that's why I had so much trouble with you, if we're being honest.
Right.
Because when in this area, when I would come to you, be like, okay, babe, it's time. And you had no problem saying no.
Right.
With not even a second thought. It was just no.
I think
No, it was no second thoughts. I mean, you were mean with it sometimes.
I was not.
Let's be honest.
I was
You were
not.
ruthless sometimes.
This was not.
But then you turn right around and be like, well, babe, do this for me, or babe, do that for me, or babe, I need this, or babe, let's do this. And then when I say no, now you looking at me funny.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out why you
Like,
doing
I don't have a right to say no,
yeah.
but babe, I had poked you in the back last night. And you let me there. Now I got to go see the doctor. 'Cause I got blue ball now.
I can't stand
We're
you.
gonna keep the same energy.
You know? So I'm gonna keep that same energy because you ain't care about my situation.
Right.
But all of a sudden now I gotta care about your situation because it's what you want.
That was an aha moment for me because basically you and Robert just enlightened me on some stuff. That was an aha moment because where we thinking, because we're nurturers, so we thinking we saying the no to what you need because you need that right now. And what you guys are saying is, yeah, but we need that right now. And you're saying no, and you're thinking nothing of it. But when you need us to do something, you want us to always say yeah, because it is a very uncomfortable feeling to hear. See, me saying no to you in sex does not equate to you not doing that laundry. I'm sorry, those are not equal. But I didn't realize that you just said that to you guys. That's equal to you guys
because
the effort that is taken. We feel it's the same.
It's the same, and what we mean by that it's because it's something in that moment, because of course in marriages is about moments. In that moment, this was important to us.
Right.
In that moment, this is what we needed.
Right.
In that moment, you did not care for whatever reason. And I'm not saying, and first of all, don't get me wrong, I'm from the area, no means no. I'm not saying that. But for whatever reason, in that moment, what we wanted or what we needed was not important
to me.
It was not important enough for you to come out of whatever area you're in that moment.
Right.
So now we're coming to that next moment where something's important to you. And we're supposed to, no matter what, no matter how we feel at that time, we're just supposed to say yes.
Got it.
And it doesn't work that way.
Wow.
Because men can be petty sometimes, if we're honest.
Oh, yeah.
We can be a little petty sometimes.
Petty
and
Patrick.
yeah. And I'm being honest. When you say, okay, well, babe, do this laundry for me. And I'm like, okay, but I just asked you to lick on something last night.
Nothing happened.
And you was like, go lick on yourself.
That's not what I said.
Then I'm like, but if I could do that, I wouldn't need you.
It's the reason why I can't bend down.
That's the reason. I wouldn't leave the house.
we got work to do.
I got a job. My boss mad at me. I ain't leaving the house no more now.
Listen to me. For real, it was really, that's an aha moment. But let me ask you a question then, guys, because here's the thing. And I want to ask Janelle, does she feel the same way? Had I just not had a hard no, but had a communication no, I know no means no. I got that part.
Right.
But had I communicated why my no was a no versus just being, as you said, hardcore about my no, would it have made a difference? Because I need to know that.
Well, for me, and I'm gonna let Robert answer. For me, I'm just asking for a compromise. Can a brother get? Because you got to understand.
Oh God, here he go, y'all.
I'm just saying, there's more than one way to accomplish the goal. That's all I'm saying.
I can't stand
Can we not be creative?
Can we just not talk to Robert? Can I just go?
What?
Over here?
I'm just saying. Because my thing is, here's my thing. In talking about me, when you say no, it shut down every avenue.
It does.
It shut down every avenue.
It does.
I'm like, can I get a side street or something? I mean, there's more than.
Don't be over there testifying with him, Robert.
Yeah, but it's like.
Don't join him.
No, but
I
it's.
at least got him on that though.
Yeah.
I
See?
can give you the side. You know.
I'm just saying, because, okay, let's be honest. Like I said, there's more than. I don't really need your lower half. I don't.
I really don't even need you to move.
I really don't. Right now, you could be like a G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
I can't stand y'all. I cannot stand y'all.
Just-
Just hold it tight now.
Let's just say
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's more than one way, but the whole thing is your no is like closing. It's like a New York bodega. You done shut the gate on everything. I can't even get a soda.
No, I'm done. We close down.
Robert, on you, man.
Robert says, Robert.
Where I'm at.
Robert. Do you feel that way, Robert?
Yes. But what I can say is that's what we've been working through, right? That's we've been sitting down again, having those conversations on, hey, what can we do? What we know what's the compromise, and we went through all that stuff. Like, okay, you said no to that, and then for me, like I say yes to her a lot.
Right.
Sometimes I'll play around, like, okay, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, and I think sometimes I did start saying no, and it feels kind of weird telling her no, but I'm like, you know what? But that's whatever she feels right now. That's how I feel when you say no. So I'm trying to make sure you feel that same feeling, because you will never be able to, have any type of understanding of what I'm feeling. You won't have any sympathy because you didn't have that same feeling of being turned down and rejection. So that's how we're looking at it.
Right.
So something simple as earlier today, she asked me to make her a shake. Not for her, that sounds easy. Can you make me a shake? Yes. Takes me about 15 minutes. I gotta get the protein powder. I go get the banana. I gotta get
Right.
the fruit. Gotta get the
Right.
ice. So like all that effort you're not seeing is the same as the effort that I'm asking you to put in for.
Wow.
I ain't asking about 10, 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
10, 15 minutes of your time.
I ain't
That's
trying
all
to go
I
an
need.
hour. I ain't trying to work hard. You know?
Well, if you're doing jaw work, that's a lot of minutes.
That's a forever minute.
You know, and I understand that because
that's
when I go to the dentist,
Because
that
that's
does
forever,
hurt,
ever,
you know, so
ever minute. Y'all serious? But
I'm glad we actually opened that door.
I mean, we can adjust to make it 5 if we are on agreement here.
Yeah, I got questions.
We'll get questions. Ask the couples anything. They said they open. Ask them anything they want.
I got questions.
Question for me or for the couple?
I'm gonna have you do something that I don't typically do, but I want you to speak for all your kind at this point in time.
Yo, gang, you know, don't ask me to speak for
Hey,
all
I
our
want to
kind.
speak for all
you
your
talking
kind.
about Sister Janelle?
Yeah.
Yes, our sex therapist.
When
My
it
God.
comes to, and I'm gonna do my best to keep it clean.
Keep it as clean as you
When
can.
it comes to oral fixation,
I like when you say it like that.
like when I say it like that.
Say it again. What
Like when I
we
say
talking
it
about,
like
baby?
that.
What talking about? What talking about?
Oral fixation.
Thank you, my brother. Go ahead.
Would you say there's a hang up when it comes to orally satisfying your significant other?
I don't have a problem with it. If that's what he he enjoys it. I like it, so I ain't gonna turn it down. I'm gonna help him out too.
But the question he's saying, because you speaking for the whole world, all the women,
All
Janelle,
of them.
be careful.
All
Now
of it.
everybody's different,
Okay, thank you very much.
so I can't say what somebody else would do.
But why you keep staring at me though?
I'm listening to the answer.
Okay, but you should give her your attention. Stop looking at me.
I'm listening to it because
looking
I'm
at
listening
me,
to
though.
it because I want to know. So because there's no, as you say, you don't have a issue with oral. So if you come across a young lady in a marital situation that may have an issue with it, how would you help her overcome
Overcome.
that particular issue? Just curious.
I just feel like don't knock it until you try it. There's some things that you're gonna just say no automatically, but I don't see no problem with it.
Sounds like we got plans for tonight.
Okay, family, listen to me. I gotta just say this because I have been like under my breath laughing at Robert so hard. Y'all don't understand. Robert his face do not change. He is funny, but if you see him in person, you'd be like, there's no way. But when I tell you this joke is hysterical over here, but his face, every joke he made is hysterical, but his face does not change. His face is like everything he say is serious, but he is funny as heck. So I'm over here every time he says
that
something.
deadpan delivery.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
the deadpan
I'm over
delivery.
here under my breath, dying, going, is he gonna fix his face? I mean, is he gonna smile about what he just said? Like, is he gonna?
No, I want to. Hold on, see,
expression?
you did it again. You did
What
it
I
again. I'm
did?
going down the avenue here. You trying to detour me?
I'm not detouring you.
trying to
I was just trying to figure out, is Robin going to do it? Because Robin is
I'm
funny
just
to
saying.
me. I don't know why.
Because
Go ahead.
here's what I want to know. Because I'm
Yes.
curious.
Yes.
I'm just curious. I'm a curious person in
Oh,
life.
Lord.
That's all.
Jesus. Robin, you don't want to answer nothing over here, Robin.
Robin gonna get to for a second, but I'm just curious.
Yes, be curious,
So-
baby. Yes.
When you're dealing with a situation, because I'm pretty sure you've had lots of conversation with different wives, different women. I'm pretty sure you have. So I'm pretty sure you've come across the woman who's a little more conservative with her sexuality, a little more, for lack of a better term, timid. And so, what advice do you give them? How do you help them overcome that timidness when it comes to sex in a marriage?
As a whole.
Yeah,
You're talking
as a whole,
As a
as
whole.
a
yeah.
whole, every from oral, doggy,
Baby,
whatever.
I don't mean like a whole like that as a.
No. See, I don't know where your mind took it.
Wait, but okay. Oh, my bad.
I don't know
Okay.
where your mind. But when I say I meant whole, like a whole, to encumbrance
But that's
everything.
That's what I was talking about. But the way you was saying,
Anyway,
Janelle,
Mr. Janelle.
Robin, somebody better jump in here. Somebody better do something.
So how do
Somebody
you
better
help them work through that?
First, they have to know why is it uncomfortable for them.
Okay.
What's causing them to think that way? And like I said, because we came from church, we wanted to know. We always heard that we couldn't do it one way, or we shouldn't do it this way. I've heard sometimes that oral sex was a sin.
Right.
Been there,
But
done
I'm
that,
like,
did that.
if the marriage bed is
is
undefiled,
defiled.
why can't I please my husband
in that manner.
If that's what he enjoys,
Right.
if that's something that he likes, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know where the confusion is, but we as wives need to figure out what's causing us to step back and not want to please our husband.
Right.
And vice versa. If a man is struggling in that area too, he has to check himself.
Right.
Because God gave me this gift. Why would I misuse it?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. And so there's another thing. Take one night. Y'all don't even have to have sex, as an expectation. Take one night and just explore each other's body. Touch, kiss, see what spot, they enjoy being touched. Explore with your lips, with your hands, whatever.
Yeah.
But make sure you are there to please your spouse right along with him pleasing you.
I think people are very scared to explore.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Let's just not be talking about explore their own bodies. Like not even about touching, but I think that especially for women, we are very terrified to go just look in the mirror. Like legitimately just be like naked. Here I am. Let me just look. I think sometimes we're so scared of that. You know what I'm saying? So trying to explore anybody else is kind of weird, but I'm so with you on exploring the body and touching the body and all of those things. And it's so crazy. Since we're there, because he took me there, I am the person when it comes to oral sex, that is not my gifting. Okay. And so it's not that I don't want to do it, because we talked about this before. It's that I never feel like I'm doing it right. I don't care how you feel about it before, because you can. Before you say,
that's what matters, though.
Before you say, ain't no way to do it right, wrong, baby. But what I'm saying,
as long as you
is,
ain't biting,
we're
good.
As long as you get them gums took.
Yeah, as long as
I am an overachiever, so there needs to be
overachiever, but it's not a taco.
Can I get?
You ain't got to add teeth to it. Is all I'm saying. As long as you ain't doing that, we good.
Listen, I understand, but I always feel like it's just wrong. I'm not completing the task.
But see, that's your hindrance.
That's my
what's
hindrance.
keeping you from doing that.
But because that was not something that I was doing for any when I met him. Like when I met, like it's because he thought my no was no before I met him. It was with a H in front of it. You better. What? Who you? I'm a Brooklyn girl. What? Because you have to remember where you grow up at will mess you up. It's nurture versus nature, right? And being a chick that you grow up with and you be like, she do what? Oh, she nasty. Don't drink nothing after her. I'm just being honest. And so that kind of grew with me. It kind of stayed with me. And you don't know what's going to stay with you until you get into a situation, and then all of your past and all of your thoughts and all of your hangups come around. Now I understand that he's saying, but baby, it's been 21 years. We still hung up on when you was 15, 16. However, my brother, all I'm saying is this, right? I went from hanging up to like, I won't do it till, okay, but I don't think I'm doing it right. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you can't get it wrong. But for me and my mind, bruh.
I'm just saying, you're going to wake up with a penis on your forehead.
Listen.
Just right on your forehead is all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say that too. It's like
she's gonna wake up with a penis on her forehead?
No, not that. Yeah. Janelle might.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm so done.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Robert, go right ahead, my friend. I apologize.
Good plug.
That was I just saw it. 51st person just unsubscribed right there.
I warned him from the beginning.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead, Robert.
No, so that's what I was going to say too. I think that was something that you dealt with too, and to go back on what would she tell other women going through the same thing, or advice for what would I tell? And that was one thing that we dealt with was one, what's the confidence level, and normally it could be something like, hey, I ain't grow up like that, or it was, taboo, that's nasty, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
And then just the other one was, do I know how to do it right? Just the confidence on I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So again, but like for us, we're like, as long as you ain't biting and scratching with the teeth, I'm good.
Yeah, and practice makes perfect.
Yeah. Now maybe there is a greater way. I don't know what that is because I don't have that other wife. So we good. I got one wife, and I will never know, and I don't want to know.
Right.
Take care of me, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So.
It's just one of those things, Robert. It's like you want, when you make love to Janelle, you want to make sure that it's good. You know what I'm saying? So you're willing to be like, okay, let me try a different way. Let me try a different whatever that is. And for me, the same thing. There's not a playbook for that. Like you go get a book.
It is. You won't let me buy it.
What book, baby? Baby,
We got one for a couple that we know.
Oh, well, that's true. But that wasn't for that, though.
Hey, they got pregnant.
But it was a whole book.
I'm just saying.
It's Kama Sutra. It was.
Hey, it's out there.
They blame us. We so sorry, y'all. They blame us. We
did a after dark box for a family or for some friends of ours.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, they announced they were pregnant, and they blamed us for it.
They blamed us for it. What we did, the box was called On Top the Sheets and Under the Sheets. So first of all, so many people keep asking us to do this, and we're like, no, y'all. We just did it one time it was like, what was it? Was it for Christmas?
It was a Christmas gift.
It was
actually.
a Christmas gift. And
we
knew everybody was going to give cutesy gifts, and we had enough. Like, me and C's like, okay, y'all, enough of this cutesy, a blanket, a popcorn, go to a movie. And we was like, we're not doing this time. So we didn't tell anybody what we did. And so when you first open the box, it's really cute. It's like a candle and a mask and wine glasses and all this beautiful stuff. And then so they'll be like, that's on top. Can y'all go under the sheet? And under the sheet was a Kama Sutra book and gel and everything else.
And some fuzzy handcuffs.
So they was like, so they about a couple of months after, they was like, we hate y'all. And we're pregnant. And we was like, we're so sorry.
One thing I do want to touch on, and Robert, I would love to hear your view on it too. It's because we've been spending a lot of time talking about from the woman's aspect of it. But from the male aspect of it, I need my men to understand, because you're not off the hook. Just like you're asking your wife to take the time to learn your body and learn what you like and coming out of her comfort zone, men, we have to do the exact same. It's not all about us.
Right.
Because we have a tendency, and Robert, if you disagree, please chime in. We have a tendency of making something that's a union individualized.
Yeah.
And it's just focused on what we want at that moment.
Right.
Because there's no way I can look at my wife and say, well, you have to pleasure me, and I'm not willing to ensure that your pleasure. We joked early in the podcast saying, I'm going to hit whoever gets to the finish line first.
Right.
But with that being said, there has to be fun in the race.
Right.
I have to take time. I have to learn what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
Have to have those conversations, those uncomfortable conversations, saying, babe, well, if I stroke to the left, how does it make you feel better than I stroke? You got to have those conversations. And men, let your pride down.
Yeah.
Your stroke ain't the best stroke.
Right.
You can learn something.
Yeah.
If
listen, you ask your wife.
Yeah. Ask her. Listen to, not only ask her, but be open to the feedback she receives. Because here's the thing. Nobody can tell you how to pleasure your wife better than your wife can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's your thoughts, Robert?
I definitely agree. And that's something that, again, we're still going through, just learning. She'll have those conversations with me, just telling me, hey, I'm not going to get there as quick as you, or I'm not ready 7 days a week like you are. So she's trying to explain to me, this is what I like. This is my body, warms up to it. This is what you can do to where I can get in the mood. She likes quality time, and make sure I book outings and dates and just romantic stuff. She likes the romantic stuff, the stories, and the just doing things for no reason out of the blue. So that's the things that I'm working on, because again, I'm just not good at that stuff. So that's the stuff that I'm not yet.
That's right.
And, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I ever will be. So I put it as a reminder in my iPhone.
Come on now.
Because if I know it's a flaw of mine, but it's a need of hers, I will try my best to get it done. So not trying to be like I'm a king up here. I dropped the ball, but I do have been listening to her saying what she needs to be able to get to a better place sexually, other than just let's go, because that just ain't going to work for a woman.
I almost hit you again. See, that's the second time.
Uh-oh.
Please don't hit her husband.
Can I switch to that's one?
Yeah, please don't hit her husband.
Because the fact of the matter that you love your wife enough, I need y'all to hear, because I think he said it kind of quickly and everybody might have glazed over that. But the fact that you know that's one of your flaws, so you put it in your phone as a schedule to make sure that you give your wife what she needs, is what Sanchez is saying. Like, to make sure, so that right there, boy, I almost hit you. Boy. Because I think
don't hit Robert.
I'm not gonna hit Robert. I'm not gonna hit Robert.
I dropped the ball, y'all.
But listen, it's the effort,
it's
the
in
intent.
It's my brain.
You intentional. It's your intent, and you're trying.
Yes.
And she gives you the room enough that because you're human, to make the mistake and drop the ball and be like, okay, baby, it's okay. Pick the ball back up. We're gonna try it again. And I think people need to understand that with marriage, with marriage, it's work. It is work. It is not a magic ball. It's not you get married.
I'm just.
It's not a magic ball where you get married now everything is going to be perfect. And let me tell you something. You're sitting here right now listening to a couple who has been married 21 years and 15 years, about to be 16 years. It takes a lot of work to still try to be sexy and still want to have sex. And I'm saying this because sex, make love, whatever makes y'all feel good, family. And I'm saying that because there's so much, we're not even talking about family, seasoned parents, sicknesses, financial kids, jobs, finances, losing finances. It's so much going on. So for you guys to sit there and say that, because I don't want you guys to take it lightly what you're saying because you're going through. So I need you to understand that you guys are taking the time for you. And you got a teenager, because you got to, how old's your babies? 15 and 11. Is you in the closet? I mean, like, because they want, that age group wants your time all the time. So for you guys to put in the effort, I hope the family hears that. Put in everything that you have said this entire time is communicate and put in the effort to do that.
I'm curious. I have to know something. So, Robert, when Janelle first had a conversation with you about maybe something you were doing in that area was not quite right to her, or suggested you tried a different way, we try something new, from the male perspective, from that male ego perspective, how did that conversation go for you? I'm curious.
If I remember correctly, I just was listening and was like, interesting. Just kind of soaking it in. And I don't think I took it as like a knock on, I didn't know what I was doing. It was more of like,
no, he takes it and runs with it.
Yeah, it's more like,
so he the overachiever. He the overachiever.
Like, you gave me more ammo? Okay.
He uses it on the next try.
Which kind of throws things off, because mom was like, I know what she likes as far as like cooking. Like, I made the right thing now. And then she's like, I know what you want to do. You want some. So
that's how I feel. I'll be like,
I know what you up to.
I'm washing the dishes and I'll be like, oh, here he comes. Jesus.
Here he go again. What you want?
Lord.
That's her favorite word. What you want?
And you know what? And we have to stop doing that, Janelle, for real, because it's very hurtful to them. Because the intent can be, because I've heard his feelings like that. His intent was and he would just be like, you know what? To be honest, babe, all I wanted to do was just hug and kiss you. But you know what? What's the word I missed the moment.
That window's closed.
Yeah, that window closed. And then
you missed that every opportunity. Window's
and
closed.
then he actually do like he closing the window. I don't know what that's about, y'all. And at that point I was like, oh, at first I took offense to it, like closing the window, whatever. But then I realized, no, you're not listening. You hurt his feelings. You hurt his feelings. Because sometimes men are not going to say, hey, you hurt my feelings, and I had to realize, oh, I've hurt his feelings, but it wasn't intentional. It's just what I'm used to, but I got to remember that we're growing. That may be what he was doing before, but that's not what he's trying to do now. And if I don't leave him room to grow in that area and leave him space, because really, genuinely, a lot of times I'm washing dishes, he'll kiss me on the forehead, he'll kiss me on my neck or whatever. He'd be like, I love you, and he's gone. So now I know, don't say nothing unless he put it on you, sis. He don't want that. Just wash those dishes.
Sometimes we want to do that though. Like that's how I be trying to tell her. I'm like, look, if you can just understand as a woman, as a man, I'm probably never going to turn it down. So I have good intentions. Sometimes I do want to cook for you. I do want to kiss you. I do love you. Like, I do love you. Dang. Like, I don't do everything for sex.
I did give you my last name.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I do come up behind you and poke you a little bit and give you a kiss on the neck, I might just still want to give you a kiss on the neck.
Right.
I can't help that I'm attracted to you. And if you say, do you want some? I'm probably not going to say no. But just know it's not my goal for everything. Like, I actually do want to say I love you. I do want to kiss you. I do want to hug you. And that's okay.
Got it.
But it's hard when you've been going through it.
But also, what's wrong? Ain't no kid. If ain't no kids in the house, if it's just me and you in the house, you at the kitchen, what's wrong with a little poke?
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen. You in the kitchen. Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
You there. You bent over the stove. Got them leggings on. You looking good. What's the problem?
I can't.
You got a ring on and my last name.
I cannot with y'all.
What's the problem?
It's no problem, baby.
Perfect time for role play. Wash them dishes, baby.
You can be June. I can be Ward Cleaver. Let's see if we can make beef.
I think you dropped the washcloth.
Robert, I done told you, if you're not going to give a different facial expression with that, you're going to stop it right now.
I'm just saying. We can role play. I can be the CO. You could be the prisoner. You drop the soap in the shower. I'm saying we can role play here.
Thank you, baby.
What's wrong? What's wrong with it?
You called me, ma'am. I heard your garbage disposal was out. Let me come on down there real quick. You can keep on washing the dishes. You ain't in the way.
You ain't in the way at all.
I can't breathe. Okay, y'all.
But Janelle, would you like to add anything to the conversation?
Janelle over here dying. She about to die.
But no, I'm curious. I really want to know though, from a woman's perspective, are we wrong?
No. I think it goes back to what Janelle said, knowing what I like and knowing what I want, and sometimes getting out of my own head and getting out of my own way. I think a lot of times when I'm washing dishes, baby, I'm doing a full-blown checklist. Okay, so I'm doing the dishes, dry the dishes, put the dishes away. Okay, so when I finish that, did I do the laundry? Do I have to do the laundry? Okay, get these kids ready if I had kids. And then by this time, I did a checklist. So when you come, you basically are part of the checklist. And right now, that's not sexy. And it's not intentional, but we're already on a roll. And Janelle, I'm gonna let you speak because maybe I'm wrong, but you already on a roll. So when y'all come, it's not intentional. It's like, but I'm already checking this list off, and then there you come. And I'm like, ooh, I don't think I could.
But the problem is, I'm not coming. That's the problem.
Janelle, so what's your thoughts, Janelle? What's your thoughts about what I just said? Nope. Not listening to you and Sanchez and Robert. Back up from the microphone.
I'm just saying.
Talking to Janelle. Like seriously, that's what it is sometimes.
And because our minds are made like that, we have. If you got a schedule, schedule it.
Yeah.
But you have to have that communication with your spouse, letting them know, okay, let's do it this day. Let's do it because it gives you a chance to get your mind together.
Yeah.
And get your mind focused on, okay, we're about to get some.
Right.
I'm spontaneous. So I'm like, okay, I can give you this amount of days a week. Mm-hmm. I can't give you the exact day, but the day that I'm ready, it's on.
Right.
And he already know that he has 3 days out of the week that I'm all in.
Then you got the brother walking around like a land mom. Today? Today? That's why I'm doing my random checks up in the kitchen like, hey, is today? Okay. I'm trying to see when this 3 about to happen.
I cannot do it.
I love what you said because what you said kind of counteracts what you just said.
What's that?
And I love it what Janelle just said counteracts what Angela just said.
Go ahead.
Because
I'm not Bay today. Now my name is Angela.
No. Yeah, you Angela today.
Angela.
I'm about to do your whole government name.
What Angela did. What Angela said today.
Because I think my problem, personally, my issue.
You have a problem.
I do.
My God.
do. It's a small one. It's a little one.
Go ahead with it.
Because your thought process was because you have a checklist you're going through, and dishes, lawn, whatever. And now I'm trying to add something else to the checklist. But my problem is, why wasn't I already on that checklist?
Well, first of all, you're not okay.
And that's my problem. Why was I not already on your to-do list for the day?
Listen, let me explain something to you, my brother. Now I don't know what everybody else is doing, but on all 30 days, you ain't gonna be on my checklist in that area. I'm gonna tell you in front of the family, you're not getting it all 30 days.
And that's fine.
I understand that there's some women out there, y'all can rock a 30-day. Rock your 30 days. But what I'm saying to you is maybe that particular day on the wash the dish day on the Tuesday, you wasn't part of the checklist. Now, maybe on Wednesday, but on Tuesday at that moment, at that time, that is not what I was considering.
But when I looked at your list though, because every once in a while I take a peek at your to-do list, and I notice I'm on there, but the date on there is the 29th of February.
It's not.
So that's when I see me on the list on the 29th of February.
You a storyteller, and the truth ain't in you, as my mama would say. Them the leap.
That's when I see me on the list.
Well, now I'm Janelle. I'm spontaneous.
Don't try to use mine, okay?
Okay.
Don't try.
And I'm gonna do like your mama used to do. You a spontaneous liar.
Listen, I spontaneous. Come closer, because you'll be trying to hide back there behind this microphone.
Actually, I'm gonna go back an hour or so.
Oh wow, there's an hour.
I'm gonna go back an hour or so because Robert said something. Early in the podcast.
Robert drops a lot of nuggets. You got to pay attention.
That I want to.
Really does.
He does. That I want to circle back to. Because I got a question for
you. Scared?
Because one thing you said is that initially it seemed like every day to you. And then once you got married, the frequency changed and you were not getting it as often as you like. Mm-hmm. How did you deal with that? Because going from, in your mind, getting it when I wanted and as regular as I wanted to, now there's a drought.
Right.
How did you work through that?
But did you have to say drought though, baby?
Because it was.
Okay, carry on.
I can speak to droughts.
Yeah, if it ain't wet, it's dry.
Was it really a drought?
Well, again, that's what Janelle, my wife, was helping me understand, because I was like, what's going on? But she's like, no. No, sound like Kevin Hart. No. What happened was, so
Kevin.
she was like, you may think it was all the time, but we seen each other once a week or once every 2 weeks, and of course we'll get it on. So it's like our equivalent was, when we was together, we did it.
Right.
So in marriage, it was like, why we ain't doing it every day, kind of thing. So
right.
So the way that we dealt with it was frustration. It was she was frustrated, I was frustrated. She wasn't happy, I wasn't happy. And then early on, she could tell you this story. Like if I wasn't getting what I wanted, I'll let her know.
Right.
I might walk out the door and shut the door hard, or I might get ready for work and don't say nothing.
Wow.
Give her the silent treatment for the whole day because I want you to feel my pain.
Right. Right.
But it wasn't helping any. It was just making it worse. So
that's good.
10 years later,
yeah,
we started having conversations.
So good.
So it wasn't an instant fix. It wasn't something that we instantly worked through.
Right.
It was just frustration. Like she said, she went through things of like, okay, here you go, you can just get some. So before the 10 years, we started having conversations. She was like, okay, if this is gonna make you mad, if you want some, then you can just get some. Then I was like, okay, sound good to me. But then we got to a place where it was growing, and I'm like, you know what, that's great, but I want to have fun with you. I want to know that I'm pleasing you. I want to know that we're having fun together. So after a while, even that was like, okay, I'm good with that because that's not even fun anymore.
Right.
Like I'm in a place in my marriage now and getting older to where I want you to enjoy this time with me. So that's why I started adjusting. It's like, okay, I can wait. Okay, I can do what she wants me to do more of getting her to where she's in the mood. Because I realized, and I was maybe being a little, keyword maybe, I can't fully admit, maybe I was being selfish, by not fully understanding her.
Wow.
So
that's good.
That's new.
That's good.
But didn't that happen though?
It did.
Listen, let me tell you about the Crenshaw Corner. When you get with the Crenshaw Corner, you get to talking, you get some aha moments for yourself sitting here, because as you begin to keep talking it through, and I think that's why I want couples to understand that communication is so powerful, because the more that you talk about it and the more that you do it, it becomes an aha moment why your spouse felt this way. Oh, wow, so that's why you felt that way. We even talked about triggers. Oh, that's what's triggering her why she doesn't want to do it, or why he wants to do it so much, or whatever the case is. The communication, I don't think people understand that before you make love, you have got to communicate. Communicate will open all kind of doors for you in all areas of your marriage, and that's the God's honest truth. So I just wanted to say that.
How did that first conversation go? That very first conversation when you realized there was an issue, when Robert realized there was an issue, and you know that no matter what, you had to sit down to have that first hard conversation. How did it go?
It felt freeing. It felt really good because I was able to be myself. I was able to be vulnerable. And I, with him responding back to me and letting me know he's listening.
Right.
That let me know he heard me. And for him to not only hear me, but he put action to his words.
Yeah.
To where he was patient with me, and he made sure he gave me room to grow.
So good.
To become a better woman and a better wife.
Right.
In the bedroom.
Right.
Where I was really struggling.
Right.
For years.
And being frustrated.
Frustrated.
How did it go for you, Robert, that very first conversation?
I would say the same, just freeing and being able to just discuss, really it was more hearing her, because she probably knew how I felt and how I wanted all the time, and that wasn't really going to change. It was a matter of how I adjusted and changed my approach. So it was pretty much the same. It was just me more listening and trying to understand. Still to this day, still trying to understand how her body works. And and we got here from, and it just wasn't conversations. I mean, we've put in a lot of work. So, people out there, it does take work. Yeah, even though we've been married 15 years, I mean, we've been to multiple marriage retreats. We've been on cruises together. We've been on vacations together. Like we initially booked this stuff because it just ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So we could have been on these trips before and mad at each other, but we was there.
Right.
So we put in the work. We've been to counseling, which she signed us up for, and I went. But
I'm proud that you went, sir.
Yep. But and that was good too. And we probably need to do another one. It was interesting and revealing as far as just kind of understanding each other where we was at in our past.
Right.
But so we're still working through it. But we put in tons and tons and tons of hours. And we still ain't all the way there yet. So
yeah, and there's so many retreats when we talk about retreats and stuff like that. for marriages that never even talk about intimacy, never talk about making love or anything like that. They talk about everything else except that, as if that's not a significant part of the marriage, as if y'all gonna be okay. As long as you do this, y'all gonna be okay, rather understanding that that's a huge part of it. You know, I always tell people, like, you know, you have to have this communication. You have to put in the work, especially if you have children, because your kids are going to leave, honey. Please, mothers and wives, I say this all the time. Don't make your children everything, because they're going to leave and have their own person, and then you're going to be waking up next to a stranger when you should have been having united front while the babies was there. You know? What's your thoughts, Mr. Crenshaw, before we go?
My thoughts are really simple. Just actually, let's do that. We're going to do final thoughts.
Yeah.
Before we do that, just guys, thank you.
Yeah, wow.
Guys, thank you so much for coming.
Wow.
Thank you so much for being a part. Thank you for what you brought. If the family is open, you've blessed a lot of people today with this particular episode, with this particular conversation. If they're open and if they're willing to listen, you've blessed a lot of people. And don't misunderstand me, my Christians out there. We not saying bring a goat into the bedroom. We not saying get the babysitter. That ain't what we saying at all. Right. There's still some rules and regulations to
the game. Okay,
we're saying between a husband and his wife is what we're saying. We're talking about between the relationship between a married couple. Is what we're talking about. We're not talking about bringing. We're not talking about going out here swinging. We ain't talking about doing. We ain't talking about living in Roman times, doing orgies. That ain't what we're talking about. We're talking about a union under God that said that I am devoted to you. That I declare to God that I am giving my life to you. God first and then you. And so there's some fun to that. There's some enjoyment that we get to have. Because here's the thing.
Here's the
thing. I'm not spending 365 days with you. And I got you good. I got you bad. I got you looking at me like you're crazy. I got you. You just wake up with an attitude, and I don't even know why. I ain't even do nothing to you today. Today ain't do nothing, and you still mad. And I don't get to have no fun in this. I don't get to enjoy none of it. You telling me all the fun I got to have was when I was in sin, when I was going to hell for it.
Right.
I ain't got to go to hell for it no more.
And this is what people need to understand too, that I think a lot of times people don't want to get married because we don't have these conversations, because we make marriage look so rigid and I'm so
restrictive.
I'm sorry, guys. I got my throat's itching. I'm sorry, guys. But also, there's so much joking on social media and TV. Like, when you get married, sex is over. As soon as you get married, you could forget that, honey. Y'all was doing it like what? You ain't gonna be doing it like that now. And people don't understand. I think that's what you had told Robert. When we're dating, we're not living together. So it seemed like we doing it all the time. Because every time I see you, because I miss you. I ain't seen you in 4-5 days. Right. Like, not like I ain't seen you because you went to the bathroom, bro. I mean, like, I ain't seen you for 4 or 5 days. So, of course, that's that sexual energy, right? So the goal is, when you're married, how do you keep that sexual energy going? And I think people need to understand that. So they think, marriage is jokes. Christians, please. Christians know how to have a good time, honey. Christians know how to have fun. Don't sleep. Don't sleep, and don't just already close your mind to it. If you're a Christian person, like everything that we've spoken about and what they've spoken about, open your ears and listen, because when I tell you, they dropped so much information that even if it was subtle, that if you pay attention, you could be in the right direction to the work that you need to do.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes that you can't listen to once.
Yeah.
You got to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because each time you listen to it, you're going to get something different from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robert, sir, what's your final thought for the family?
Final thought for the family.
Yes,
well,
sir.
One, appreciate you having us. And appreciate my wife, getting me here. She listens to podcasts more than me. So I appreciate her just being involved in our marriage and always looking for new content, new material. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Thank you.
And the family that follows you.
Thank
I'm sure they're getting blessings, and we're just happy to be here.
Thank you.
Ms. Janelle, final thoughts for the family.
Marriage is work. Sex is work. Figure out your spouse. Have that communication to know what pleases your spouse and know what pleases you, so you can communicate that with your spouse.
Yeah.
And just enjoy your sex life.
Yeah.
If you're going to be married for years, explore, have fun with it.
Yeah.
and just enjoy so you can have a testimony for somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Before we end, tell them again where they can find you on the socials.
My IG is marriage_uncut_101.
Guys, you need to follow. I'm tired of telling y'all this. This girl, y'all need to follow her and her husband. They reading books to y'all. They out here being as honest and as transparent as they are, being naked and not ashamed for you guys, so you guys can be blessed. So please make sure that you go and check them out. Seriously, check them out. Hey, babe, what's your final thought?
My final thought is really simple. It's what we've always talked about when it comes to marriage. Make your marriage a priority. We have a tendency of making everything else in our life a priority.
This is true.
We make our job, we make our kids, we make our finances, we make it all a priority, and then we end up putting our marriage on the back burner.
Right.
And then we wonder why it suffers.
Right.
We wonder why it's not being effective. We wonder why we're at each other's throats.
Effective. I like that.
And because that's the goal of what we're trying to do. There's one thing to be married, and there's another thing to have an effective marriage.
Right.
And that's what we're all striving for, to have an effective marriage. That I look at my spouse and know I've done everything I can to ensure that I'm being honorable to her, that I'm pleasing to her.
Right.
It's not that I'm making her happy, because I can't control her happiness. But what I can control is what I give to her.
Right.
And so my final thought is really simple. Love your marriage. Love your marriage. That's it.
My final thought is.
Oh, I thought you had already did your final thought.
I did not. Don't play with me.
You sure?
Player. Don't
Because that whole dissertation?
Nope.
That wasn't? Okay, I'm
my
sorry.
fight.
Go ahead.
I got 2 or 3 final thoughts.
19 final thoughts, but go ahead.
But what I do want to say is enjoy your marriage. And when I say that, not just only in the bedroom, but every aspect of your marriage, right? And what it takes is, like you guys said, going to therapy, going to cruises, doing things together. I always realize that, and he might agree or don't disagree, and the same thing with you guys. When me and Sanchez go out, hang out, and enjoy ourselves and have a blast, the bedroom is not a problem. The bedroom is not it's just a continuation of what we've had such a good time. And so I just want people to know, have a good time, do the extraordinary, just not the ordinary. The Word of God says, take your ordinary and make it extraordinary, which means take your ordinary marriage, if that's what you think it is, and everything that you do in it, make it extraordinary. An extra dress, some flowers. It don't have to be deep and complicated, but work on this marriage. And if you work on the front end, the back end will be handled. That's all I got to say. Look how I wrap that up.
I love how you wrap it up. Family, take the time to listen.
Yes.
Go back and listen again.
Yes.
However you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's on Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon, whether it's iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com.
Yes.
Family, we can be found on the socials.
Yes.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. And of course, we love to hear from you on our own personal. We love to hear from you. Via our email address.
Come on, somebody. I know where you were going.
Which
I'm
is
just gonna let you rock out.
thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. That's your fault.
Wow.
We've been talking about some things.
Can you
and I'm
finish
looking
your
at
sentence?
You, and now my mind.
Finish
I'm
your
just
sentence.
saying.
Finish your sentence.
Family, we love you, and as always, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.